Hello, everyone. Welcome to the sixth episode. How are you doing?
Hola, what's up, guys? Radicus, back in the house with my favorite co-host, my favorite man, Bard. How the hell are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. Some
Okay.
interesting changes in, shall we say? Well, we're going to talk about it later, but we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the pandemic where we are. But to
Mm-hmm.
start us off, there's a kind of considering that we're talking about pop culture here. There's one pressing thing I do want to talk about is conventions.
Mm-hmm.
Conventions which we no longer have. We're stuck here with these. We're stuck with online conventions, which I never thought would be such. I never thought it would happen personally. I thought they would just flat out just cancel these things and not run them. But it's nice that they are running them in an online format.
Right.
Um, Now, before we kind of talk about conventions that are coming up and stuff, I gotta throw the question to you. Have you ever been to a con or anything like that in general? I gotta ask you that.
I have not.
I've been to one, and I don't know if I can really consider it a con. Maybe people in the comments or whoever in the future listens to this can straighten me out. But the one that I went to was in October of 2018. It was called EGLX. And at the time, I think to be really honest with the viewing audience, I went with the intention of the fighting game tournament mainly at the time,
Right.
because Canada Cup was running with or under and with EGLX, right? So um, why when I went right and I played in this tournament, it's interesting. The con itself was run great. It was nice. I thought.
Okay.
Obviously, the food's expensive and stuff, but
Oh, always.
the fighting game
Yeah.
tournament side was just a complete mess, which is not the topic. But I'm just telling you guys that is the one con that I attended kind of unintentionally, to be honest. And I got to throw it back to you. Have you attended any cons um, online since COVID started?
I have not, but
I have not either. You go
E3
on.
might be. E3's been in the news recently. Obviously, it's going to be online and it's
Yep.
going to be
Yep.
free, which is nice.
Yes.
There were some rumors saying that it might be a pay-per-view event, but thankfully that has been
Debunked.
debunked. Yes.
Yeah.
So, have an article here from Games Radar saying what we can expect from E3. Do you want to go into a little bit of what each company might be coming up with?
I know one thing right off the top of my head too, and it's probably in the article as well, if I'm not mistaken. I know, yeah, it's right here. Um, Konami, Capcom, Warner Brothers, we could see them all possibly during the E3 schedule, but I
Konami
know
is
that
dipping, I think. Konami's not
Konami
gonna be, yeah,
dipping out.
yeah.
Okay, well, we know that Sony, I don't think Sony and EA have confirmed, according to this article. I hope
Sony is not coming either. They do their own thing now.
there you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Although it kind of makes sense. I think recently they just don't show up,
Yeah.
right? The past few.
E3 and all these game shows and all stuff have been mostly restricted to third parties now, but Microsoft does make appearance.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that I think some Capcom fans are looking forward to new titles.
Yeah.
I think some people are being a bit too, how should we say, being too wishful, hoping for a new fighting game to come out. I think there's been on and off again rumors every year. They'll announce a new Darkstalkers fighting game, or they're gonna announce Street Fighter. They're gonna
That's
announce Street Fighter.
optimistic to say the
Too
least.
optimistic.
Yeah.
They're
I,
gonna announce Street Fighter 6. Don't see it. I
let's see
don't
what
see
the
it.
article says here. So, gonna be starting out with Ubisoft talking about Far Cry 6 and VR Assassin's Creed. Wow, that might be interesting.
I think it will be interesting.
VR is
How good
still
it is.
something I think is out of reach for a lot of people, but
Yeah.
hopefully with the new PlayStation VR and maybe Xbox's edition, we might
Hmm.
see more accessible options. Any thoughts on Far Cry? I haven't been invested in the series since 3, honestly, which,
Same here.
yeah.
Same here. My last memories of Far Cry or Far Cry 3.
Yeah,
That
everything
is the
else
game.
was a variant of 3, basically.
The game is based on Voss, right? And the whole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Voss.
Next,
Anyway,
next up, we'll have the PC Gaming Show, which is going to showcase Borderlands 3. I guess additional content?
It
What they mean
could.
by that? Yeah.
Um, although I'm surprised that there is even the possibility of still more additional content for that game. But then again, it did sell well, if I remember correct. So maybe it did warrant
Sounds
it.
good.
Yeah.
Valheim, XCOM, PUBG. Um, Not really properties I'm too invested in. I lean more towards Japanese games, but that's cool.
Yeah, none of which I'm invested in either, but our
All right.
viewers might be.
Xbox showcase, which will be interesting following their acquisition of Bethesda, as you all know. We can expect to see titles like Halo Infinite and Fable 4.
Fable 4.
Yeah,
Holy.
Fable is actually a really good sleeper hit for the original Xbox. It's actually one of my favorite role playing games.
Definitely. It was a game I always wanted to play as when I was younger, but I didn't have the chance to until much later. But I didn't finish the game. I give full disclosure.
I
I
did
got the
finish it, and it's really nice.
It was a great game, and
Yeah,
it was one that I always wanted to play. Nintendo's got an E3 showcase too,
they do.
apparently. They skipped it last year, but I'm not too sure what we can look forward to because it feels like I don't know. I might be off on this, but Nintendo has a weird way of doing things as a whole, to
They
say the
do. They
least.
usually do their own Nintendo Directs. I
Yeah,
think they'll be talking about maybe potentially a new Switch, but I doubt that. They might save that for holidays season.
probably. And
Yeah.
you know, with the whole pandemic, they were selling Switches like
Oh,
hotcakes.
left and right, man.
It was crazy. And like Animal Crossing conveniently came out when it
Oh yeah.
started. Good old pandemic. So they made bank,
Oh yeah,
bank.
they made bank.
They made fucking bank on that shit, man.
Oh yeah.
But
S-
let's see. I want to see what
Square
we got.
Enix is going to be making an appearance talking about Near Replicant, which is already out. So no, no, I read that wrong. They'll be announcing potentially some new stuff. The next chapter of Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Yeah,
which we talked about last show. How that's not going to be an exclusive anymore. Maybe the announcement is that it's coming to other platforms. Now that I
I
think
would.
about it,
That would be a hope of mine.
yeah, and
I don't know
that
how
would be
likely that is.
pretty nice,
Speaking
actually.
of Final Fantasy VII, like it's interesting. People's opinion, at least people I've spoken to and read a bit online, it's like there was like an initial like honeymoon period with it, and their opinion of the game didn't worsen significantly, but they're like, oh, I can see the problems with it. So, but I'm glad that
That's
they're
fair.
announcing the next chapter. I think we already gave our thoughts in depth last week on the podcast. But nonetheless, that's something that Final Fantasy fans can look forward to. Now,
Absolutely.
one thing I do want to ask you though, like this kind of segues into it. What do you think about online cons as a whole? And because I feel like it makes me wonder, right? What do expectations on the side of people attending online? Do you think that they're higher or lower considering this whole ordeal? I think that if it's indeed free, which it is, E3 for example, I would imagine that people sort of might temper their expectations a bit, but at the same time, it's a huge opportunity for exposure. So you might have high expectations of big stuff being announced, right, with a huge audience. So what do you think?
I think my expectations are a bit lower just because development has been slow because of the pandemic. I know a lot of games have been delayed recently.
Yeah, I don't have
As
high expectations either.
as in terms of the presentation, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're going to be going with a voiceover or they're going to be doing like a empty stage type of thing. Who knows?
I would, I don't know. Honestly, I don't have a preference of one or the other. Um,
I would prefer the stage just to act it out, even if they want to use
do you know
a
who else is
fake
joining?
audience or something. I don't know.
I forgot. We got to mention this. I think Bandai Namco announced like it could have been just today or yesterday. Namco was like, "Oh yeah, we're hopping in."
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah. But this just it struck me now as we were just talking about the whole expectation thing.
Yeah,
So again, like considering that I just found out about that, like it makes you wonder again, like could we see a new Dragon Ball title? Could we see a new or Dragon Ball DLC? I know Dragon Ball Z Kakarot got new DLC that's coming out in the summer. So maybe not that, but people could be hopeful for a new fighting game, whether it be Soul Calibur or Tekken. Although to be honest with you, I doubt we're gonna see either. Like there's no chance almost, I think. But Anyway, yeah, I thought I'd throw that in there. Like Namco is attending. Like this is just like very new news. Like
That's
maybe
nice.
today. I think it was today or yesterday it was announced. But yeah, fingers crossed. They got some nice stuff up their sleeve too.
They do. They also make a lot of video games based on anime shows, which is
Yeah, which is like, I
a
mean,
lot of people look
I'm not
forward
gonna even
to.
deny I watch anime. I like anime.
The
So
Tales series, Elden Ring is Bandai Namco property, I think.
Dark Souls is Bandai Namco, is it
Oh,
not? Yeah,
right.
I think it is, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So they got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
You, they're one of my favorites. But anyway, yeah, and this is what I wanted to bring up, like
Is that it
talking
for the
about.
E3 coverage? I think so. I think we covered most of
Well,
it.
I mean, yeah, and this kind of segues kind of nicely into like what I wanted to bring up. Like having been at a con, and you and I have both like been part of running events at our university in the
Yeah.
past. And one thing I gotta say about cons that me, and probably so many other hygienic people won't miss is the freaking showering. People not showering. Holy crap! I didn't think I would run into this. I'm all for you cosplaying. But if you're gonna cosplay, wash the cosplay costume, and wash yourself, and keep deodorant and baby powder and what I. When I went to there, I'm like, I'm not gonna be one of those people. I baby powdered my nuts, I baby powdered my armpits. I had deodorant on my the hair down there everywhere. I was like, I'm making sure that somebody doesn't go home and say this motherfucker was so stinky sitting or walking next to me. So, but I've run into like, so, I mean, maybe you have, but
It's
you run into
something,
like,
no, it's something I've only heard in passing, like in conversations, but I've never experienced, fortunately.
brother, oh my god,
Uh,
it's
it
like
sounds
nose
rough.
piercing. You know the
Yeah.
movie Snowpiercer? This is nose piercer. This is nose piercer, dude. It's bad. It's so
I
bad.
That's so weird to me. I guess some people don't get the idea of using soap and water on your body every day.
And you feel better.
Is it complicated?
Apparently. But like, dude, they smell so bad. They could stop bird shit in midair. Like if a bird shit, it would freeze.
And the thing is,
And it
they're
would be
walking around all day too. I want to give some people, benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're in like really stuffy costumes and they're walking around. Maybe that's why they get
okay.
sweaty. But
All right, I'll concede.
but
I'll chill
I can
on that.
totally believe people just not
There.
washing
There
themselves.
are those filthy
The
people
hardcore
that
gamers.
you
Yeah.
throw holy water on them. The holy water will evaporate.
Yeah.
It just evaporates, right? In a
People,
pu-
take a shower.
Listen, guys. Oh my God,
And if it, in the case of you, you should take a cold shower.
yeah, you need to take a shower. Cold showers are something. Man, we could talk about just like cold showers versus a hot shower. I tried a cold shower once. That wasn't for me. Have you tried that shit?
Yeah, if I want to wake up, that's what I do.
I
And
just splash.
in the case of university, that's something I did utilize.
I would just splash cold water on my face to wake up. That was my technique. And
Nothing
like,
wakes you up than a cold shower, trust me. No
I
coffee or espresso will
that's true.
wake
Coffee,
you
you
up
just
like
crash from it immediately. Not
yeah.
immediately, but within a time frame. It's like, yeah.
You want to wake up, take a cold shower in the morning. Yeah.
I've heard of health benefits and I've read about health benefits, but so far I haven't made it work for
I don't know
myself.
about the health benefits. I just know
Yeah,
it wakes you the fuck up, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Anyway, but guys, you need to be purified of your dirtiness. You gotta wash your ass, please, please. What if like it turns into an impromptu date with someone? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta
Yeah,
be
you
ready.
gotta be ready.
You gotta be ready. Bring the
Absolutely.
toothbrush, even. I don't know, like,
Maybe
it's a land of
mouthwash.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring Listerine. That, bro. If you don't even have deodorant, just pour Listerine on yourself. Don't. I don't want to hear anything after like you did it. Please don't do it for future watchers. But yeah, have you had? So you told me you had no bad experience with the whole showering thing, or no?
Well, I haven't been to conventions in general. I've been to a couple of concerts, but
Not
all
even at the university when we used to do stuff though, because we ran events. Remember?
my honestly, my sense of smell is not on top of it.
One of my Wolverine, dude. I remember sitting on the bus one day. I told you this story. A friend of mine is in the back. He's having a. This is when I was really young. He's having a lollipop, or
Yeah.
no, popsicle.
Yeah, you
Um,
told me this.
I go and I'm like old man Logan. I'm like, I'm like, is that green apple? He goes,
You
how
can
the
tell
fuck
the
do you know?
flavor.
And I called it. I'm like, is that green apple? He said, what the hell? How the fuck did you know? I'm like, I don't know. Just now, today, like I could smell Burger King onion rings from here and Costco fries. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, for me the equivalent is my sense of hearing. I can
Okay,
hear like doors opening 2 floors above me.
I'm not as attuned as you, but I would
Yeah.
say, yeah, like, yeah, your hearing is like, I feel like you have a higher sensitivity, like
Yeah.
to noise. Like,
When if you have
you're like
nice head
Daredevil.
yeah, if you have nice headphones, there's a test you can do where you can whether or not you can tell higher quality music or not. And this test was supposed to be like to prove that most people, because they listen to cheap Bluetooth headphones and whatnot, they can't tell if a music is at a higher bit rate and whatnot.
Yeah.
But 8 out of 10 times I could tell.
Can you please send me that? And I
Yeah, I'll
might
send you that.
I'll post it to the YouTube as well,
Yeah,
the YouTube upload, because
try
I
it,
want
try
people
it
to.
with the best headphones that you have.
Actually, no, it might be my Sony ones
Yeah,
that my brother so graciously gave me.
Sony is usually a good bet.
XM,
Yeah.
was it 1000 XM 1000 or something like that? XM.
Anyways, let's move on to the next topic that we have here.
You open this up, baby.
Netflix this
Mm.
is potentially talking about a Death Note live action sequel. Now, a lot of people are already vomiting at that
Me,
thought.
me.
Yeah, if in case you don't know, Netflix live action Death Note was not received too well. Did
Mm.
you see it by any chance?
I can tell you with full confidence that I think I think I watched the movie in clips.
Okay.
I feel like a
Usually I reserve judgment for things I haven't seen, but some stuff is so infamously bad. You don't need to watch it. You just believe people.
I couldn't handle like some of the changes and stuff. But
Ah,
that's when you come from a reader angle, you approach things differently. And we've been through this on the podcast. When you approach as a fan of the material, the
yeah,
original source, and then you come in blind, it's a different ball game, right?
yeah.
Tell me about it yourself, because I feel like, did you see the movie or
I
no?
have not seen the movie. Like I said,
Okay,
it's one of
we're not gonna
those.
pass judgment. We're not
Yeah,
gonna be too harsh here. But I think my favorite part was probably your favorite part, Willem Dafoe.
yeah. I forgot he's in that actually. Does he play the dad?
No, he plays Ryuk.
Oh,
Yeah.
what the hell? I didn't
He's
know
the best
that.
part. He is the best part.
Maybe I do need to check it out, but
Please.
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw it in clips.
Maybe
But
I'll do that. I'll check out
I
some
don't call
clips.
it like that. I've seen the movie. I just, it's
Yeah.
in clips, right? So I haven't seen it as one cohesive piece. But
So anyway, Greg Russo, who has worked on Mortal Kombat movie, actually, he's talking about taking over and directing a potential sequel that will be a lot more closer to the source material, he said. I'm not sure if sequel is the direction he would want to take with this. Maybe
I
he would
wouldn't
like
want
to
to.
distance himself from the original project.
He
I
did say that though, didn't he?
He
I
said
think
he
he
wants to
said.
make a sequel. What my issue is, a movie might not be the best form factor for this type of project. Because if it's a
Mm,
show, you might want
right.
to go in a show direction, actually.
Didn't you and I say how like we would always prefer over a movie for things that have like comic or book related source material? The best format is episodic.
It depends, honestly.
Generally.
Yeah,
But Lord of the Rings knocked it out of the park. You remember that? Like
yeah,
the trilogy.
yeah.
So that was from a book. It was adapted from a book, right? So
I
I'm not
feel
saying
like
it has
the
to be
trilogy
episode.
is like the halfway, it's like the compromise between a single movie and a full-on TV show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. If you're gonna do it in movie form, give it the breathing room it needs.
But
You
honestly,
know.
Death Note, the reason it works so well is as a show, and why a lot of people like the anime was because of the gradual uh, descent into madness that the character experiences, and how he slowly becomes occupied with power.
And did you
And
ever, like me, did you feel a sense of dread throughout it? Because I remember
yeah,
I did.
yeah,
I was dreading it, and
it's
I
a
never. It's hard for like when a piece of media does that to you.
yeah,
Sorry, I had to take a sip of water there. But
yeah. No worries.
yeah, I mean, what else can we really say? All we can hope. I would be okay with a full redo. You know what I mean?
I would be okay with nothing.
Or
It's
nothing.
fine. The show is still out there. It's one
You're
of the
right.
best anime you can watch.
It is.
I don't think you need a uh, live action adaptation to bring it to the mainstream. I think most people in the anime scene agree that it's one of the best shows ever made. So,
It
yeah,
is. It really, it well and truly is.
yeah.
Um,
Is that all
Throw us
for
into the
this
next
topic?
one.
Is that
Yeah, I
all
think
for
we're
this
good
topic?
on this.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're tip top here.
All right. Next topic, Tim Hortons says its plan to take back breakfast is working. So, have you read this article?
I had again, I had a chance to skim over it, not a proper and detailed read, full disclosure.
There is something
However,
in this article that I take a big issue with.
please go
I
ahead.
want to talk about food items at Tim Hortons. So recently, Tim Hortons has been saying that its brand association is at an all-time high. Brand closeness, I mean. People feel like they're really loyal to this chain. By the way, we're in Canada, so yeah, Tim Hortons is a part of our life.
Yeah, now you know. It's like
Yeah.
disclaimer: we're in Canada.
It says they've been going back to more their roots with the simpler breakfast items like fresh cracked eggs and whatnot. There is one sentence in this article that I took an issue with. Let me try to find it. Uh, it says Tim Hortons, after a year-long detour in which the chain squabbled with franchisees and tried in vain to win customers back, with a mess of ill-fated menu experiments, including poutine and plant-based hamburgers.
Yeah, they tried that.
Everybody I talked to loved those Beyond Meat options.
Tried it once, and I liked it.
Everybody I know talked to like it. The issue,
Poutine I did not try, but the plant based I tried straight up.
and everybody I talked to, this is including people who I know who work there, they've had so many good not just breakfast, just food menu items that they got rid of for no reason.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
people are always wondering why. Maybe I don't know if the Beyond stuff did well for them financially,
probably not, but it was good.
but it was a good option. And now the issue is, if you looking for food there that's not sweet or that's not meat, some people can't have that. You don't have a ton of options, right?
Yes, and I'm a big fan of people having options, right? And if they're, I really would hope that they don't take that out because
They did take
it's
it out. They took out
like,
the
oh, they
Beyond
took it
stuff.
out.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Jesus,
Yeah,
I did not know that. Hmm.
yeah,
Well, my mind has been looking open. I did not know that they took it out for that long,
yeah. The
but I liked it.
like I said, more options is always good. Now I'm looking at their menu right now in terms of food stuff. Majority of the stuff that isn't sweet has meat in it. Some people can't have that.
No, they
And
can't.
this is especially at odds with a lot of other franchises which are introducing more plant-based options. So for me, this is such a it's a weird
It's a
take,
step back.
but I can see how companies only at the end of the day, it's the it's in the margins for them.
Very much so. It's
Yeah.
cutthroat. They're cutthroat. It's
Beyond
different.
is yeah, Beyond is a bit pricey from what I've heard.
It is.
Yeah.
But I had it once and I was like, damn,
Yeah,
this is
I liked it.
it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell? Why is this so good? You know, I ate it and I wasn't. By the way, guys, like I'm a meat eater, but I still like veggie burgers. Like I've
Yeah.
had them before and they're fine.
Yeah.
You can shoot me if you want, but I've always been okay with that.
It's all about the option, man.
Veggie burgers, I have never like ever eaten a veggie burger and been like, bleh.
No.
Never. The other thing I want
I've
to say, and they even noted in the article, by the way. Do you remember, like, and have you had their breakfast sandwich recently?
I've had the egg and cheese.
The egg and cheese, dude.
Yeah. It's like the only thing I
Then
can eat there now that
okay,
doesn't
so
kill
you've
me.
had the egg and cheese, right? So then that means you've noticed that they changed their recipe for the egg. Like it's not what it used to be before. It was like
I've heard
I
that.
swear
Yeah.
from 2006, I want to say, yeah, like fall of 2006. until a couple months ago, maybe 2 months, 3 months ago. They switched out the egg. It's no longer that egg patty it used to be, which was delicious, by the way, really fucking delicious. They switched it to like a legit egg. And when the first time I ate it, I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, this is like, it's actually an egg.
Good or bad?
Honestly, let me be brutally honest. Maybe I'm a degenerate, so please excuse me. But the egg patty, maybe I was used to it. The old egg omelet they used to put,
Yeah,
that was really good. And honestly, I almost prefer it, but maybe I only prefer it because it's old, like what I was used to.
right.
But this thing is the real deal Holyfield. This is a fully fresh cracked egg, and it's great. The sandwich is, I mean, it's still tasty. It's just I actually like know I'm eating an egg now. You know what I mean?
I don't think I've tried that. Yeah.
Yeah, give it a go. This is a recent change. I swear they've had this recipe for over a decade and a half, and it's just recently changed, you know? I
Wow.
remember, yeah, trying it at first, and I swear they've kept the same thing, maybe with minor adjustments. But
Egg and cheese. Gotta try that out. Pretty good.
yeah, try it out recently. Yeah. We're both blowing each other's minds here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, they took it out. I'm like, what? Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, also, did you notice, have you had their dark roast lately?
No.
Again, I'm noticing a difference. And for me, for the better, actually, the coffee difference.
Well,
So
that's nice.
that's nice. This is personal take, guys. So, I may not have the most refined taste buds, but at least those two items are, in my books, improved. Uh,
I know McDonald's has been trying to take more of that market share with their. You
yes.
might have seen them around Toronto, McCafe chains, which is just the
Yep.
breakfast part of McDonald's without any of the restaurant. Interesting
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had, by the way, McDonald's muffins.
Mm-hmm.
2 thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my take though. I like McDonald's. I have their carrot muffin. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's a muffin, right? Not a cupcake. Yeah, it's a muffin. It's delicious. Like carrot. I love carrot muffins. I love carrot cake, carrot muffin, zucchini cake,
Oh
zucchini
yeah.
muffin.
Me too.
That's the kind of motherfucker I am. I like vegetables in my sweets. But yeah, like I like that. And I appreciate this out of you. The fact that you want people to have options. I would too,
Yeah.
man.
Absolutely.
It's not right to, you know, here we are as consumers saying this, but they probably don't agree. It's just that people should be able to, like, if you're on the road, it's so nice to be able to give everybody something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a shame. It's seriously a crying shame. And I learned something new today. I thought those things were still around, but I was
Yeah.
wrong.
As far as I know.
As someone who drinks coffee from there so often, I should be ashamed of myself.
Hopefully, as more
Hit in the back of the head. But
as
yeah,
more plant-based alternatives become more mainstream and a bit more profitable, maybe they'll bring it back.
I'm
Maybe
all
they'll
for it.
partner with another company. I know the
I'm all for
stocks
it.
for these type of companies are going through the roof these days. So, yeah,
Yes. Yep. Yep. I think we're good on this topic. What do you think?
let us transition to our last topic for today.
Throw
Do you
us
want to
into it,
talk about
baby.
this?
Sure, I can do it.
Go ahead.
Throw us into it. Now, this is something that is the most prominent among my circle of people that I know. You're in it. The fact that it's been discussed. Disclaimer. Um, I don't
Want to
think I
say
have
what the
quite.
topic is first?
Well, I know. I just want to add something add a disclaimer here. So
Okay.
I'm coming from the angle of this topic of vaccination in Canada, in Ontario specifically, from the standpoint of someone who got vaccinated, fortunately, knock on wood, 2.5 weeks ago.
Right.
I know I'm getting eager, but I just want to jam this disclaimer.
Okay.
But yeah, it's this headline, or rather, the reality is that they've stated that every adult in Ontario, every demographic will be able to book or be eligible to book a COVID-19 vaccine by the
Hmm.
24th of May. Uh, Big claim.
Coming soon.
Everyone I've talked to is skeptical about it. What are you? Are you skeptical?
I can believe it. I certainly you'll be able to book your appointment. Whether or not that's going to
Mm,
be a few months or a few weeks is another story. And
yes.
does this mean are people going to be going to other areas to potentially get it faster? Are they going to check the postal code on your address, on your work address?
Yeah.
A lot of questions still. I know some projects around the city are allowing their employees to get vaccinated early because of the postal code on their work site.
Like you.
Yeah.
And any news on that on your end? Because we're talking for the
Still
first time
looking
in
into it,
ages.
but yeah.
Okay. Well,
Is-
I'm hopeful that you can get it as soon as possible too.
I checked eligibility criteria. I don't think I still quite make the cut, but I will check again.
I mean, for you know the story, but for me, I made the cut barely. Like when I went there, like it was for my mom, and
Right.
they're like, they took her, no problem. But then they saw me, they're like, "What's your deal?" And they were about to say, "Get the fuck out of my face," and I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" And I was like, "Hold on, two things: my postal code is a hotspot, and I'm a caregiver." They're like,
There you go.
"Oh,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Hey, I'm quite the chubby guy, so you know," and yeah, they let it slide, but I the other thing that they mentioned was that they're hoping for everybody to be vaccinated by July
Okay, that's optimistic.
1st,
Oh,
which is Canada Day. Now that's such a bad claim to be making. I
that
mean,
is optimistic.
I don't know. I just want to be sure of something. Yeah, see, I read this article correctly. It's not stated here. Um, but I do want to say that that's really optimistic, and it's a bad thing to say. Why? And you can add on to this, please, if you want. But the whole idea is if you're telling people that, people will make plans around that. And if at the last minute things don't pan out so well, people are like, I made the plans, I made the drive, might as well get together. And
That
that's
is
really
true.
dangerous.
Good point.
That is super dangerous.
Didn't think
And
about that.
I just would, yeah, I would just pray that they really do stick to that timeline because people will make plans around that. Because now you know it, I know it, we're all craving for contact.
Yeah,
So that's a dangerous claim and hope or slash goal to be making. What do you think? I mean,
I agree.
yeah, it's hey, it's a nice date to aim for, but to
It's
be honest with you,
very
I've written,
optimistic.
yeah, it's very optimistic. I don't know. Have you written things off until like end of
No,
August?
no. I'm hoping August because just so you have a little bit of time before winter comes in again. It would be pretty depressing if we go straight into winter without having done anything.
Pretty depressing is an understatement. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, but
People are going to get to their breaking point.
I understand safety is the priority. It would be nice if we have the first shot at least by then,
Of
so at
course.
least we can feel safer.
I
I
mean,
still think we'll be wearing masks for a very long time.
that's not changing. That's the
Yeah.
thing people need to also realize. And I'm sure people do. I'm not looking down on people here, right? I'm sure people realize to an extent that
As
this is
far
going to
yeah, as far as this topic goes, I can totally believe them opening up bookings for May 24, like I said. Whether or not you get that in 2 weeks or a few months is a different story.
By the way, that is I think approximately 4 to 5 days after our quarantine ends.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently. But
Is that Toronto or Ontario?
I think this is speaking for certain regions in Ontario, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken, or all of Ontario, but I can't be sure. So don't. I will double check on that and make a note in the description of the video, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, just so I don't say something wrong and then misguide people. God forbid, because that's not what I want to do here. Um. Anyway, any other like closing thoughts on anything we talked about, or are
Nope.
we tip top?
We are
Good
good to go. We
Good
are
to go.
actually past 30 minutes.
Perfect. Well, guys, you know what I'm gonna say. Follow on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, follow on YouTube. Great job. Look at me. You know, keep up with us on Spotify, Twitter, Instagram. Twitter is at BD Banter Podcast. Instagram is Bottom Dweller Banter. And anyway, my fellow lovely bottom dwellers out there, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you all safety, health, and well, happiness is tough these days, and I wish you all guys all the best as you can manage. And with that being said, we are all off to swim into the sea of life. Much love.
Thank you,
and take care.
everyone. God bless.
Peace.
Take care.